I always believed some places were just empty, silent fields, forgotten ruins, crumbling staircases. But the truth is, there are places the world abandoned. Not because they were useless, but because something else stayed behind. Something that watched. Something that waits. Tonight, I'll tell you about them. But once you know, you can't unknow. In Italy's forbidden Poveglia Island, a place so cursed even fishermen won't sail near it, there's a collapsed church ruin. Locals whisper that inside the rubble, a stone statue of the Virgin Mary weeps blood every time a storm crosses the lagoon. Scientists found no explanations, no hidden pipes, no tricks. Only one thing was clear: the blood matched no human or animal DNA on record. If you stand too close during a storm, some say you can hear her sobbing inside your own mind. In Brazil, there's a village called Rio Verde that simply disappeared. Over 600 residents, gone overnight. When authorities arrived, there were no signs of struggle. Food was still cooking. Radios were still playing. The only clue? A school blackboard with a single chilling sentence written in chalk. There is no salvation here. And sometimes, passing planes report seeing the village still lit up under the forest canopy. On a remote hill in North Korea stands the Ryugyong Hotel, a massive, ghostly pyramid of steel and glass. It was never completed. Construction workers reported hearing blood-curdling screams coming from empty concrete floors, even before a single window was installed. Every attempt to finish it was met with accidents, deaths, and strange voices over radios. Today, it looms empty, reflecting the sky like a hollow eye. But tourists say, at night, if you stare long enough, you can see faces looking back from the glass. In central Mexico, there's a tiny cemetery few dare to visit after dusk, Panteon de Belen. Locals claim if you stand near the Angel of Death statue, the earth beneath your feet feels alive, breathing, pushing up against your soles. Some say it's the countless souls trying to escape shallow graves. Others believe something even older, something hungry, stirs below the soil. And if you whisper a name into the wind there, don't be surprised if something whispers back. Deep inside Japan's suicide forest, beyond the police-taped paths, there's an ancient stone door half sunken into the earth. Locals refuse to speak about it. Some who have tried to open it report hearing screams, and then go missing forever. Researchers found electromagnetic distortions near it, readings so high that cameras and phones instantly died. No one knows what's behind it, but some monks say the door isn't locked to keep you out. It's locked to keep something else in. Deep beneath the Baltic Sea lies a strange, sunken object, perfectly circular, resembling a crashed spaceship. When divers approach, their equipment malfunctions. Their compasses spin wildly. Worst of all, they report hearing distant voices calling to them, sometimes in languages no one recognizes. Some divers said the voices didn't sound human at all. They sounded older than memory. You think the world you know is safe. You think it's mapped, measured, and understood. But every forbidden island, every forgotten ruin, every lost village hides something waiting in the dark, waiting for someone foolish enough to listen to closely. What if you've already heard something you shouldn't have? I used to think danger had a shape, a monster, a ghost, something you could see coming. But the worst horrors, they don't chase you. They wait, silent, patient, buried in places you were never meant to find. Tonight, I'll take you deeper. Beneath Paris lies more than catacombs. There's an undocumented section, known only by a few, said to stretch beyond maps, beyond reason. People who explore too far claim to hear voices, whispering their deepest fears back to them. Some never return. When police searched for a missing filmmaker in 2004, they found his camera abandoned on a floor. The last footage? A man running, screaming, into total darkness. No body was ever found. Hidden deep within Alaska's wilderness, researchers discovered what they believe is a black pyramid, larger than Giza, buried underground. Geologists picked up strange energy pulses from the area. Locals report missing hikers, strange hums vibrating through the earth, and sightings of shadowy figures without faces. Attempts to officially excavate the site have mysteriously failed, and every helicopter that flies directly overhead suddenly loses all instruments and vanishes from radar. What if the pyramid wasn't built by humans, but for something still trapped inside? In the Indian Ocean, old maps show a temple called the Temple of the Winds, built centuries ago. Today, there's nothing but endless blue waves where it should be. Fishermen claim on certain nights, when the moon is low, the outline of the temple reappears, a massive black silhouette against the ocean. They say ghostly monks chant from the waters, and if you stare too long at the phantom temple, you might never find land again, because some say the temple doesn't vanish. It steals the living. In Vatican City's secret archives, there's a book so dangerous it's sealed behind 10 locks. Written in a language no scholar has fully decoded, it describes rituals not meant for human understanding. Rumor says it was found buried inside a collapsed monastery in the 1500s. Witnesses claim the few who have read it either vanish or lose their minds, mumbling about cities between stars and doors carved in bone. Some even whisper, "It's not a book, it's a warning." In Siberia's frozen wilderness, satellite images caught glimpses of a settlement that doesn't exist on any map. Tiny wooden houses, smoke curling into the cold air. When teams were sent to investigate, they found nothing but an ancient stone well surrounded by blackened earth. No buildings, no footprints, only a feeling thick, heavy, oppressive. One scientist recorded a strange sound before fleeing. When played backward, the sound eerily resembled whispered prayers and screams. In Bolivia, abandoned silver mines near Cerro Rico have been left untouched for centuries. Miners spoke of El Tío, the lord of the underworld, whose statues still lurk deep underground. They say if you hear knocking sounds inside a seal mine shaft, it's not echoes, it's an invitation. And if you answer, your soul is trapped forever beneath the mountain. One survivor described it best. You don't hear the mind hears you. Maybe you still believe every place has a reason, a map, a name, a history we can trust. But the deeper you dig, the darker the truth becomes. Some places are not lost by accident. They were buried on purpose. The question is, if you found one of these places, would you be brave enough to walk inside?